So, what is blocking Capricorn? That is what today's reading is about. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me. I hope you're all well, happy and healthy, all that great stuff. For those of you that are new to Soul Embers, my name is Andrea. I'm an intuitive tarot reader coach. I practice alternative medicine and I'm a counsellor. And I really would like to give a massive shout out to all my existing subs. You guys keep this channel going. I really do appreciate your ongoing support, so thank you. Guys, drop a comment below. Where are you watching this from? Which part of the world am I reaching? I love reading your comments. They help me connect with your energy, and I use that for future readings, right? So, Capricorn, I have found from my experience with my clients, let's say, that most of us already know what trauma we've experienced that has led to the blocks that we have. And many of us know what steps or practices we can put in place, you know, to help us work through those traumas so that we can heal, release them and let them go, to remove this block, and then by removing it, this allows us to step into the character that we really do want to identify with. The problem I find many of us face, is that we find ourselves, you know, repeating or lapsing or slipping back into those unwanted patterns of behavior that we don't want to identify with anymore. Sometimes we're aware of it as we're doing it, yet we can't stop ourselves, and it's increasingly frustrating. Other times we don't even realize we're doing it, yet when we reflect on the situation, we can see that we're repeating something that we no longer want to repeat, you know. So in today's reading, what I would really like to do is focus on the present. I find that whilst it is very important to focus on exploring the trauma, accepting it, reconciling with it, healing it, releasing it, letting it go, is an important part of removing a block. You know, it does keep us in that energy. We focus our energy back there, and that takes us away from our lived experience, where we are right now, what the reality of our life is like right now. And it just presents another block that makes our, you know, the life we envision for ourselves, or the relationships we envision for ourselves, it seems a little bit further away, you know, a little bit more overwhelming. So by focusing on the present, making small choices today, deciding a little bit differently, that will bring a more mindful approach to our actual existence, right? What the reality of the situation, can really give us that choice to do things just that bit differently, that will help us step into the character of the person we actually want to identify with. And, you know, embrace, even if it is for one moment, in one scenario, a healthier way of being in a relationship. All these little changes, all these little steps add up. So it's just a different approach that I'd like to take, that I'm hoping you'll find helpful. And if you do, please do comment below. Let me know. I would love, I would love to know. So, Capricorn, enough of the jibber jabber. Let's jump into it and see what is going on with Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know right now? How can we help Capricorn do things a little bit differently in this current situation where they're feeling resistance that is causing them to default to protection mode? Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Wow, okay. Let's start digging. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. then you can own your power and soar in your life. Okay, I'm going to hold this up for you. I'm hoping that it can focus on the actual card. There we go. Okay. So what I see here is we've got a tree in this image and the leaves are orange and brown. So we're in the season of autumn. And autumn happens to be one of my absolute favorite months, even though I despise the cold, knowing that winter is around the corner. I absolutely hate the cold. Autumn happens to be one of my favorite seasons because I do kind of align my life with the seasons. So in autumn, it's a time for me to really reflect on the year that's been since the last autumn, see what I have manifested in my life, what I want to hold on to, and what I want to release. I want to shake off the leaves that don't serve me anymore. They've done their part, but they're not going to be part of my narrative or my story moving forward. And what I'm getting for you, Capricorn, is that these outdated beliefs about yourself that we're talking about here, you may actually be, unbeknownst to you, falling into a routine or falling into a way of living that's sourced in fear. So this routine, this structure that you're creating in your life is there to protect you, because you know that when you take these steps, you are able to maintain the control in your environment and you're able to predict how things are going to pan out. It's safe and it's secure. The thing here is, I'm feeling the Capricorns that I'm connecting with, you are ready to bust out. There has been an enormous amount of growth here, Capricorn, for you, I would say emotionally, spiritually, mentally. You have grown enormously. Yet there is still an aspect that you're not willing to accept. And what I mean by that is you're not willing to release the control and allow things to organically unfold out of fear of slipping back into a state of existing that you do not want to go back to. You don't want to feel the way you felt. You don't want to feel that out of control, and I have to literally crawl through the mud to get back on top of my life, on top of my finances. I don't want to compromise my emotional well-being. I don't want to put myself in a vulnerable situation. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to be taken advantage of. There is distrust that surrounds you. And the reason why you're holding on to this so tightly, Capricorn, is because you may be over whatever it is that has happened with one or numerous people or numerous circumstances, let's say, that led to some unwanted situations, unwanted ways of feeling. You may have accepted those, but you're really holding on to what works for you tightly right now. And that is really holding you back from embracing the next level that is ready for you. You are ready to take. You are absolutely ready to take. You have what it takes to respond to whatever life throws at you, Capricorn, in a heartbeat. Like, I'm talking your wisdom, what you've learned, your ability to be strategic, your ability to be able to compromise, to be in control of your emotions, to not fall into an unwanted way of responding to a person that does not align with you, your ability to pull yourself up, to check yourself, to ground your energy and make the best decision, you have that. And I'm like my fists, I've got my hands in fists, because it's a really, it's coming from like deep within my core, right? I'm saying this and I feel like the power is raising from my root chakra, right? It's driving you. Nothing can pull up those roots that you have planted so deeply into the ground. But it's time to exercise some flexibility. Okay, shed the leaves of that tree. Let it be flexible. Let it do its thing, because the opportunity won't come to you if you keep telling yourself, I don't have the capacity emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or the time, let's say, to take this on, to do this. I don't have the patience for building a connection, let's say, or allowing this connection to show me that it's worth my energy and my time. So there is a lot of playing it safe here, okay? Capricorn, I'm telling you, you are about to soar. What you can do right now to release these outdated beliefs and trust yourself, just trust yourself, is despite your discomfort, you might be actually, Capricorn, you might be misjudging this, like in the sense that your defense mechanism might be presenting itself as it doesn't feel right intuitively. It may not be your intuition. So a way for you to be able to work through this block, okay, and to not keep yourself in a cage, because you don't belong there, Capricorn. You do not belong there, okay? The way you can do this is think about realistically right now. Is what I'm presented with, is this situation, whether things are about to change in a relationship, whether you're at this tipping point, because I feel you're at this tipping point that requires you to exercise trust, requires you to take a different approach that's outside of the norm for you, that requires you to perhaps compromise in something that you have deemed as a non-negotiable. I'm not flexible here, right? Perhaps this is about how can you be flexible within yourself, not towards the other situation, not towards the other person. How can you allow yourself to exercise some open-mindedness in this situation and do things a little bit differently, so that you can still feel that you have the control, knowing that you're about to embark on a different approach. And that could be so far as really thinking about how you would like to respond. Really think about the energy of the person that you're trying to step into. How would they respond? How would Capricorn respond in an ideal situation that sees them embracing the life they want to embrace and release themselves from whatever is holding them back? How would they respond? How would they show up in that situation? So think about how you would, and then bring that response to your present situation. And then how does that play out for you? Of course, we never know how other people are going to respond, and that's part of the fear, right? But does it really change the control you have over your response? That is the choice. You can still have the control, but you can choose to respond in a different way that is just as controlling. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, guys, I'm going to pull out a couple more cards before I close this out for you, Capricorn. Please let me know if this reading resonates. I do take personal readings. Did I mention that? I do take personal readings? Well, I do. If I mentioned it, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself. And if you're interested and you vibe with my reading style, my contact details are in the description box below. Okay, so do we have a card for Capricorn? I feel the message is very specific for you, Capricorn. I feel that there's only one card. One more card. There it is, ready to go. Yep. Do we have another? I don't think so. Oh, we do. Yes, this is it. You have voluntarily decided to kind of keep yourself here. You voluntarily decided that this is the best approach, that this is what's going to keep you safe. It's better to not have deep connections than to risk your well-being. That's what this is about. I choose to hold on to those things, the losses that I have experienced. I choose to remind myself every day what it actually felt like to be at a loss. And by doing that, it is actually keeping you completely, really, constantly, you're living it. It has become your experience today. You are still there, Capricorn, but you're not still there because you have done an enormous amount of inner work that has, I can't even tell you how strongly I feel the power that you have within yourself. You are extremely powerful. Like, I can't find the words. I wish I could find the words to articulate that strength that I feel inside me, the power that I feel inside me for you, through you, right? This is just amazing. You know what? Actually, this is the vision I just got. There are places in the world where they train elephants from a very, very young age to walk certain paths. You know, they're trained. They take humans around and on tours and stuff. Now, from a very young age, they are tied. Their foot is tied with a rope and someone holds the rope. Now, those elephants grow into these enormous animals, right? And that rope is still tied to their foot. The elephant doesn't recognize how strong it is, and that if it just yanks its foot, it can free itself. No one can hold that elephant back, yet it has been conditioned to such a degree where it feels that it is controlled by this little rope, no matter its mass, no matter how big it is. This is what I feel you are doing to yourself. You are literally holding yourself back, and you're not recognizing the power you have within yourself. The elephant is an animal that is coming to mind for you right now. Capricorn, I suggest you look up the meaning of what an elephant, the spiritual meaning of an elephant. I suggest you do some reading into that. You know, you might find, I feel the Capricorns that I'm connecting with, you will gain a lot of insight into your own strength and power through reading up on the spiritual meaning of an elephant, of how they've been mistreated, how they tie them to the rope, how they're tied by a rope, and how they believe they can't break free from it. And I feel that there will be a lot of reconciling for you within that, a lot of enlightenment and a lot of release. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Wishing you all the best, and I'll see you for your next lot of readings. Bye.